Hi everybody, it's Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art, and I know this is not a pretty picture to start off with, but this is my light rack which needs to be cleaned. I promised I would make some winter gardening videos, and I know I don't have it lit up. It all needs to be cleaned. It's been essentially stored since last year. I do not have you on a tripod either, so hopefully this will go smoothly. It is time. The first week in January, I am already craving my plants, which go with my crafting and my arts. And this light rack I bought a few years ago, and it gets me through the winter. We actually have it at the moment stored in the pantry. It's the first time I've had it down in the kitchen area where I could actually see it during the day, and I had hoped to be home from work in time so that I could show you this. Sadly, it's in front of my plant window, which my orchids they're about to start making some nice flowers for February, and those are my Christmas cactuses, which will be kind of sleeping a bit for a while. At any rate, I decided I would share this video with you because I stopped on the way home, because when I get the first plants in here, it's nothing but dirt and I'm not seeing the green. So I went to a little nursery that actually keeps its greenhouse open in the winter. I was able to find, because I did not have any of my own this year, usually I take mine in the winter and grow some, a geranium. It's not flowering at the moment, and cyclamen. I bought two of them, one with this pink white stripe and one with the more violet color. Anyway, these are typical to be found in January, but I'm going to use them to put some color into my light rack when I light it up, and I'm going to start planting a couple of things, and I will take you for the journey. Ready to get started. I'm only going to do a couple of things today. I thought I would show you that underneath my cabinet I keep one of these large white buckets filled with dirt. It's pretty much seed, soil, very light soil shit. And I'm going to be planting, and yes, it's late, but I had bought paper whites, and normally they would be planted before Christmas, but I never got to that. And as you can see, my paper whites are just busting at the seams to be able to do their thing. So I'm not going to waste that. I need to see some flowers for the winter. So I'm going to start with those, and then I'm going to do one other thing. So I think I will try to get these all into 3 containers. And as best I can, I do have newspaper laying down. I will try to keep most of the dirt going into the pots, but there's just no way to do this beautifully. It is dirt, and this is very dry, so I would definitely want to soak these to get them started. And again, trying to stay as neat as possible. I got a little bit too much in there as it is. Alright, so the general rule of thumb is, get it, green thumb? The general rule is that it should go down double its size, double to triple the size. So this should go down 3 times, but these are going to be indoor, and so I am going to plant them so they are covered with dirt, and just the tips that are wanting to be flowers so badly will be sticking out. Yeah, can I get 3 in here? Try not to break off any of these. Guys have them coming out of everywhere, for crying out loud. These things just so want to be alive. Why would I hold them back, right? I'm going to take a little bit of the dirt out of there so I can put these ones in here. And you have to pay attention to where what makes sense with the plant. I mean, the plant is headed that way, then that's the way it wants to go. Otherwise, normally you can find some evidence of the bottom, like that definitely is the root area, and the green is the living, trying to reach the sun area. And try not to do what I just did, which is push too hard and tear off their little protective papers. You want to leave those on. Alright, so let's see how many I can get here. I think I have just a little bit too much dirt in that one, because I do want to be able to cover these without having it all the way to the top. So I might take a little bit of dirt out of here, and maybe a little bit more out of here. Yeah, see, I'm breaking their little green tips off. Oh my goodness, no, that wasn't a tip. That was a whole other paper white. There we go. And this guy is just so oddly shaped. It's kind of hard to get him into position. Alright, so, without being picky, that's it. I'm going to get my dirt in here. And I'll just shake it in and find out who needs a little bit more. Matter of fact, at this point, I feel comfortable doing it that way. And paper whites, if I remember correctly, have an aroma, a fragrance to them. And they may be all white, but anything green. Green is a very healthy color. It's one of the reasons why gardening is so healthy, because of the visual and fragrant and exercise and fresh air. I mean, there's just so many good things about it. That's too much dirt. But it will sink a little bit when I put the water in, and I don't mind, because I do want my paper whites not to tip over. These things will get hugely tall, and I will have to put little sticks in the corners and try and help them to stand up right when they're ready to have flowers. So I've left about a ½ inch of dirt, or from the top down to the dirt here. It could have been even a little bit more, but I'm just getting so excited about seeing them grow. Good enough. So there's 3 paper white, and I have one other item that I'm just going to throw in so I can get some green going, and this is leftover garlic from my garlic that I grew, and as you can see, it is sitting there saying, yeah, let me be garlic again. Now, I don't know if I can let it be garlic the way it wants to be garlic, but my husband and I can enjoy some garlic greens in the house over the winter. And again, it's approximately the 2nd week in January here in the Northeast that I'm doing this. But I'm just anxious to get gardening again. So I don't even think that he is actually garlic, because it's just so round. But I keep my onions and garlic in the same area, so I'm pretty sure he's a little onion. And these guys may or may not do much or nothing. It's up to them, really. But all I'm going to do is put them in the dirt, give them some light and water, and when I'm cooking, if we would like to have a little fresh garlic flavor, treat them a little bit like chives or scallions, where I will just come along and snip a little green to mix into a fresh salad. Get some garlic flavor into salad. Alright, I'll get these into the light rack and show you how it looks. So there's the light rack. I've cleaned it up. It's not perfect. You don't need it to be completely sanitary. I just like to give it a, well, it's in the kitchen area, so I want it somewhat clean as far as it being indoors and in the kitchen area. I do not have the bottom light on at all. I still need to wipe down those racks a little bit. But the 2 top ones I do have going. It's too light. There's the geranium. And I have the other cyclamen down there. And then I have the poinsettia down here. Again, these are very tropical. I don't want to put that on the bottom shelf, especially if I have a pet, because those are poisonous. And then over here, I have too much water in here. I've got the garlic right there, and the paper whites are in the back. And you would definitely not want to put so much water that you could do that. But this is the first time I'm watering them. They're completely dry, and so I put extra water so it can absorb into the pots rather than pour it on the top, making a mess. If you had seeds, they could spill over the side. They move all around out of the nice places that you put them so they'd be comfortable. So for this method, you just put the water in the tray, and I have one of these racks so I can take the whole thing out if I need to. And that's it. That is the current condition of my light rack. which is just going to give me some wintering over as far as gardening goes. And I'll be back when I add to it, and so that we can take a look at how the paper whites are doing and whether or not I can get that geranium to have some flowers. And usually it's mid-February to early March when I really get going on seeds, but here's a little something for us to watch. Till next time, everybody, this is Kathy from Huckleberry Herbs and Art. God bless.